Okay, so now we've talked about cells, animal cells and plant cells. Let's just have a quick look at how organisms are actually organized. So there's a hierarchy system. We start with the smallest structures and we work our way up to the biggest structure. So we start with the cells at the bottom. The cells then work together to make tissues. Tissues then work together to make organs. Organs work together to make organ systems, and organ systems work together to make the organism itself. So a good example is individual muscle cells, which are making up some muscle tissue that surrounds the stomach. The stomach is part of the digestive system, and then that plus all the other systems in the body make the human being. So that's levels of organization. Now, common exam question is normally regarding definition of a tissue. So this is what the textbook says. A tissue is a group of similar cells that work together to carry out a particular function. Definitely make sure that you write that down. A tissue is a group of similar cells that work together to carry out a particular function. So of course in the muscle cells, which we were looking at in the muscle tissue before, in the stomach, their job is to contract and squeeze the contents of the muscle. It could be the bicep though, to contract to lift something up. Now, there are three main types of tissue in the human body. We have muscular tissue, which we've just looked at, and their job is to contract to cause movement. There is glandular tissue. They make up glands, and their job really is to secrete substances such as enzymes or maybe even hormones. And finally, epithelial tissue, and their job really is just to cover parts of the body. So it could be the inside lining of the intestines. So we've got the definition of a tissue, and we've also got three examples of the types of tissue: muscular, glandular, and epithelial. Now, another common exam question is the definition of an organ. And an organ is a group of different tissues that work together to perform a particular function. So in the case of before, we talked about the stomach. The stomach it digests food, but it's actually got all three types of tissues in it. It's got the muscles surrounding it, it's got the glands that make the enzymes, and it's also got a lining, the epithelial. An organ system is then the collection of all the individual organs working together. So in the example of the digestive system, we've got lots of different organs. We've got salivary glands, we've got the liver, the stomach, the pancreas, the small intestine, the large intestine, all carry out the function to break the food down and absorb the nutrients and then to remove waste. So we've had a quick look at levels of organization, moving from the cells up to the organism itself. We've looked at the example in the digestive system, and we've then looked at the definition of tissues with some examples, and we've also looked at the definition of an organ, with the example being the stomach, and then looked at an organ system using the digestive system as an example. Okay, thank you.